that time again.
What time
It
is that?
is our 2 cents. Our 2 cents.
I gotta hold on.
Our 2 cents. Our 2 cents. Our 2 cents. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that I will not cover her expenses if she quits her job?
Not at all.
I'm 36 and I've been married to my wife who's 34 for 5 years, and we have a 3-year-old son together. My wife finished med school and residency program, and she has been a neurology specialist for 4 years. I have a management job that pays well, but my wife gets paid about 30% more than I do. Despite the pay gap, almost all of our son's expenses are covered by me, and the bills are split evenly. Recently, my wife came up to me and talked about how she feels like she spent most of her adult life working on her career and has always been stressed by the workload that she now has, and she feels like she should get the fruits of her labor. Therefore, she wants to stop working for 5 years and spend her savings traveling, hiking, partying, and buying herself expensive things, etc. I asked her if she has enough in savings to cover her half of the bills, and she said she doesn't intend to cover any bills and will use her savings on herself. So she's basically asking me to cover all of our bills and our son's expenses while she spends her money on entertainment. I told her that if she did that I would be left with zero savings every month and basically living from paycheck to paycheck. She says she sees no problem in that and that I can work overtime if I need to. I was shocked by her answer. It made me question if she ever cared about me. She basically has no problem making me struggle while she uses her money for entertainment. So I told her that whether she stops working or not, it is her decision, but I will not cover her half of the bills. I won't burn myself covering the expenses of someone with a high-paying job while she entertains herself, because I believe that is extremely unfair towards me. I reminded her that I have been covering all of our son's expenses and half the bills despite the pay gap. So I have already been saving less, and now she wants to drain my savings and have me burn myself up so that she can entertain herself. Absolutely not. Now she is angry and ranting about how I don't appreciate her and the hard work she has been doing all her life. So, am I the asshole?
No, she's selfish.
Ooh.
She's being very selfish.
I think her approach to it is very selfish. I feel like I can understand what she's trying to say, but yes, I'm gonna have to agree. The approach is very selfish.
I get what she's saying. She's saying is that she's devoted the greater part of her adult life to pursuing to be a doctor, which most doctors do.
Exactly, but you also knew what was ahead of you before you signed up for it.
And now she's probably gotten to the point to where she feels like she didn't experience enough life in her 20s because she was so focused on her studies.
And now here we are going into our 40s.
But now you're 34 with a 3-year-old, and you want to abandon your family to travel and do fun things. That's very irresponsible. Now let's flip that. Let's say if he came to you and he said, hey, you know what? I want to stop working and just, I want to tour the country, go to Europe, have fun.
And your paychecks can cover everything.
And I want you to pay everything.
Yeah.
Had he throw that in your lap, you'd say absolutely not.
Right.
You would tell him to man up and suck it up.
Yeah.
But you want him to be sympathetic to your needs when you're not being sympathetic to the family needs. And this is the issue that I have with this. I feel like she's not, while she's part of the family unit, she's not for the family unit. In this instance, it's very selfish, because if she's willing to let you go into debt and to stress yourself out, burn yourself out so that she can obtain a level of happiness, it's not worth it. She's willing to sacrifice her happy. I'm sorry. She's willing to sacrifice her family to attain what she thinks will make her happy. Mm-hmm. And she's not the one. And in my opinion, when she goes out there and does that, she's going to miss what she had at home.
Yeah. I think maybe it possibly could be something like she's a neural specialist or something. She possibly just needs a damn break. She probably just needs to really just take a sabbatical, or something, you know what I mean? And just take some time off and step back and gain some
Okay.
perspective and breathe. And that doesn't have to require you spending up all your savings, abandoning your family,
Yeah, but
going off on hikes or anything like that. But I also think
a couple months is different from 5 years.
but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in her mind, she's probably thinking like it needs to be some years. But what I'm saying is if she took a sabbatical, maybe she could just take a sabbatical for a year, or maybe she could take it for like 6 months or something like that. But just enough to step back and have a break, because in her profession, like he said, that she said she's been focused on her career practically since she graduated high
No,
school.
she been focusing on that while she was in high school.
Right. That's been her path.
Yeah.
So it's like she probably didn't do your typical college things because she had to study. She couldn't have a job because she was pre-med. Like when you're pre, to my knowledge, when you're a
When you're
law
pre-
student or
yeah.
a medical student, you can't even have a job because your focus needs to be
Yeah.
your studies. You know what I
Right.
mean? So now here we are. We're at 34. We have a husband. We have a home. We have a child. There's bills, and my life has just become, all I did was everything I needed to do to get the career. Now I have the career and I spend most of my time there, spend a little bit of the time at home with the husband and the kid and the house and then the bills. And then we probably don't even take family vacation. It's just like,
The thing is,
I just need a break.
the
But I do, hold on, I wasn't done. But I think I think her approach,
did she just
Yes, I did.
sign me?
I think her approach is probably what was a little offsetting. Now, for her to really say that she just wants to blow her money on like making herself feel happy and leaving him and the kid, I do think that's absolutely absurd. However, if she is trying to say, I'm stressed out, which he mentioned that she did say, I'm stressed out. I just need a little break. I need a little more room to breathe. Can we come up with a game plan to where the bills can get taken care of? I can take a little bit out of my savings for myself and I can go off and I can do this. If I take a year off from work, can we carve out some time where we can take like a week long or 2 week long vacation? Or I just need to take a week off like by myself and go do the things that I need to do to re-energize me and focus on me and then come right on back. But it doesn't have to be something as drastic as you basically saying, F the household and I'm gonna take me and
Look
all
here.
my money and go spend it.
Like I
That's
said,
absurd.
a couple months is different from 5 years.
And that's what, yes, I
Right?
understand
And
that.
I think if she would have packaged it, like we're talking about last
That's what I
episode,
just said.
packaging it the way you said it, right? And she would have said, "Hey, can I just have a couple months to myself?" Right?
Yeah.
Because she probably has enough saved up to kind of still contribute to her bills and still be by herself, to recharge herself.
To do something
Because
for
I do
herself.
feel like
Yeah.
everyone needs to be recharged. Shout out to my therapist. Everyone needs to be recharged.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is important.
Yeah.
But the way she's going about it is very selfish. Because to your point, while she was in med school, he was there paying for
Most
everything,
likely.
feeding you, housing
Yeah.
you.
I mean,
right?
most likely.
Most like, okay, they've been together.
Because
Okay,
she might
whatever.
have had parents. She
Right.
might have had the trust
But he
fund.
was
We
there.
don't know.
Right. But he was there.
Yeah.
So you didn't go through that alone.
Right.
Right. So this is a decision that you shouldn't be able to make on yourself. And this is a decision that's going to greatly impact the family.
Mhm.
Because what if he all of a sudden, what if he comes to you with this scenario and says, "Hey, you know what? I know I have this management job, but it's really not my passion. My passion is I want to be a
A painter.
or whatever. The case
And
may
you
be.
make 30% more than I do.
Right.
So,
So you make more than I do. So you make more than I do. So I can take this pay cut and we can still have a pretty good life and I can have my passion.
yeah.
You wouldn't be willing to do that because now that's put more responsibility on your plate.
Right.
You literally came to your husband with a situation to dump all of your agreed upon responsibility on him, and he's just supposed to be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's entitlement.
Without having an actual conversation.
That's entitlement and that's selfishness.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's the asshole.